Welcome back for the 8th time to your new favorite Magic the Gathering Mono Black Draft Chaff themed podcast, Bogstompers. We're your hosts of the coast. Everybody, introduce yourselves. I think I'll go first. As always, I am your lovely Maestro de Magic, Joe Joseph Joey. Used interchangeably throughout the podcast. He, him pronouns. And I'm going to throw the ball up on our little Brady Bunch Discord call here. Who's that darling baby boy sitting right on top of me?
I'm glad we discovered last week that we're in a totem pole bunk bed style scenario recording Bogstompers because it makes this intro more fun. I'm Ev or Evan, either one is fine. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm just glad to be here on Joe's shoulders. I will toss this metaphorical ball one more set of shoulders up to the person sitting atop our podcasting bunk bed.
Hi, I am Bobby. I use they and he pronouns, and the view from up here is fantastic because today we're looking at some beautiful cards. We're looking at some elementals. We're diving deep. We saw how much you guys resonated with our Beasts episode, how much you loved our inevitable worship of Bogstomper, our idol and mascot. And now we're here. Evan is here. Evan is not trapped in any sort of cave.
I'm here this time. I haven't been kidnapped.
Yeah, so
it's exciting.
Ev, you ready to talk about you understand how we do things on these best creature type rankings?
Yeah, I'm gonna click random, and when I get an elemental, I talk about it.
So actually,
no?
Yeah, we're gonna go through the top 10, but
gotcha.
We're not just gonna talk about the cards as cards. We're not gonna evaluate them. You already know they're pretty okay. They're the top 10 cards of EDH Rec. Instead, we're gonna talk about how accurate they are to their type. Do they do what we think they should do? With the Beasts episode, it was, hey, how beast is this card? I think this episode you're gonna hear, how elemental is this card? A lot of times. What is an elemental? What do they do? We're going to discover it. We're going to go on a journey together, and it's going to be really fantastic.
And that's the other thing that we need to also spell out this episode, as you mentioned very offhandedly. 15 was a lot of beasts.
Yep.
And it was probably not the wisest decision. We had to linger on some cards for a while because there's a lot to say. And that meant that the ones that we didn't want to talk about too much, we wasted 2 minutes on. Rest assured, if you're a fan of any of these elementals, they're going to get their day in the spotlight. They're going to get their minute of fame. Still, some might be talked about more than others. But that being said, all of these elementals are interesting cards. They're fun build-arounds, so we do want to spend a little more time with each individually, so we're cutting that number down. We're taking the next 5 elementals, like, I'm sorry, Shriekmaw. Believe me, I wanted to talk about you so bad, but we had to nix you. You're sitting in ribbons on the cutting room floor as we discuss some other elementals.
Yeah.
Bobby, can I give you more work to do when you're editing the episode?
I love more work. There's nothing I love more than doing more work.
Can you just do a little counter that asks how many times we've asked how elemental is it? Just like in the you could just stay there. It'll go up like 3 times. Minimal work for you, Bobby.
Oh God, sure. I'll say yeah.
I love the idea of us never asking that question this episode.
Please, I also love it.
It make the edit so easy.
I'm never gonna say
other
it.
important thing is
a big fat goose egg the whole time.
For obviously our 2 Spotify listeners won't be able to engage with this, but veterans of these kinds of episodes will know. But Ev wouldn't. We also have to give them a tier ranking. They have to go on the tier list somewhere.
Yeah.
Although our episodes on Spotify do also have video.
Wait, you can put video on Spotify?
Yeah, for podcasts. So there is video.
That's insane. I'm not one of our listeners on Spotify. We love you guys, but what's wrong with you?
I think I listened to the Beast episode on Spotify and watched the subsequent video that was uploaded with it and saw the tier list.
That's great.
That's so crazy. You're a freak.
Thank you. Anyways, let's get into Magic cards. Bobby, what you got for us for number 10 on this list of elementals?
Well, let's start with kind of almost ironically on our trip to progress this episode is the Bane of Progress. This is a 6 mana 2/2, 4 and 2 green for a creature, elemental. When Bane of Progress enters, destroy all creatures, or no, not all creatures. Destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Put a +1/+1 counter on Bane of Progress for each permanent destroyed this way. This is an elemental that enters the
We're
battlefield.
off to a great
It's
start.
going to wipe every artifact enchantment. It's going to get really big. How are we feeling about Bane of Progress?
And creature, apparently.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if this is how green
I think
wiped
it
the
would
board?
be number one on the list if it also did creatures. I think this is. I mean, as a card, it's great, and we said we're not going to discuss that. It's on the top 10. We know this. I don't know how elemental it is, though. I think it's pretty green, but I don't think it's.
I don't know.
I don't know if the counters. I think is what elementals wants to do. I don't know if destroying all this stuff is necessarily what other elementals that we're going to
I'm the exact opposite. I think elementals fucking hate artifacts, and the counters are like, yeah, they can do that, but everything can.
I'm just looking at other elementals up on the list that also do counters, and I'm like, yeah, these are all. This is an elemental thing, but
yeah, but everything in Magic does counters.
I think
not everything.
I think
everything can get a counter on it.
The very weird thing about elementals is that if they are green, they care about lands and they care about counters.
Mm-hmm.
If they are any other color, they just kind of exist. And it makes it very hard to evaluate these cards. I would say because this is green and it gets counters, that feels very elemental to me. But if it was like a mono black elemental that got counters, I'd be like, this is a little weird. But I don't
like
exactly know why. I think it's just because mono green elementals are maybe different than other color elementals, especially looking further up on this list and further down on it, quite frankly, too.
I don't agree with you at all. I think all elementals are unified by their mechanics, namely landfall and evoke.
Yeah, and this doesn't do either of those.
I didn't say it was a good elemental.
That's what you disagree with me on. I said it wasn't a good elemental, and you said I was wrong.
No, I said I don't think counters are an elemental theme. Sure. I think counters are so much more iconically like a cat thing or like a soldier thing. Like counters feels like a very white mechanic.
Seems like we're torn here. I do want to highlight something that makes it elemental to me is its weird ass art. I think that let's look
That's
through.
A great point.
The
I was gonna say
comes up,
which art?
Yeah, the art that comes up when you look it on Scryfall is the Commander Collection green art, which looks somewhat like an angry pumpkin. There's also apparently new art from Final Fantasy. I could not care less. The original art, the Commander, this is 2013 art, peak elemental. This makes it an elemental 100% in my book. It's this weird monster. You can't necessarily describe it as anything else. It is elemental, pure and simple. I think the art on these cards is going to drive me to rank it higher on the elemental scale than anything else. And that's why, I mean, it sees shaped stone and carved wood as mutilations is its original flavor text. Yeah, this is a good elemental here.
I do kind of hate it for being a commander card.
Joe, we're ranking elementals by their EDH rec score.
No, I just mean
lost
I just mean like, really, buddy? You couldn't get printed in like a fucking conspiracy set? Like there is nowhere else they really wanted you? Like this is the only place they thought you were worthwhile?
I mean, it's just that they invented it for Commander. I think they could probably print this card in like a Mirrodin environment, especially now with like artifacts and stuff roaming around.
Yeah,
that would actually be kind of sick if like they printed this into standard and it was the first time it was ever standard legal. Because I think it's
or even just like Battle Bond. Like put this in like a Battle Bond product. All right, that's my pitch. Yeah. Gavin Verhey, get Battle Bond 2 and then put Bane of Progress in it, and then I'll consider it a better elemental, I guess.
So where's this rank on our tier list? Where's this one going?
I think it's fine. I think it's like a B. Like I don't feel very strong emotions looking at Bane of Progress, to be honest.
B for Bane.
B for Bane.
I like that. I really like
Thank
that.
you.
I love Batman.
I'm offering good contributions to the podcast, and I think we're moving on now to Joe. I believe you have the next elemental up on the list.
I do. What a beautiful card it is, too. Titania, Protector of Argoth. 3 green for a legendary creature, elemental. When this card enters the battlefield, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And whenever a land you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a 5/3 green elemental creature token, also a 5/3. This is what elementals really want to be doing. Like this is elemental as fuck. I mean, she's green, she's lands. Done. She's more elementals.
I was gonna say she makes more
comes
elementals,
with extra
yes.
elementals.
Yep.
Yeah. She's also hot.
I was gonna say she is a gorgeous woman. That's also what elementals want to do. Weirdly enough, I don't know how many of them achieve it, but she sure does.
Mystery Booster 2 art is
was
drawn
gonna-
by Rebecca Guay, which is straight up like probably one
I
of the
was
best
looking at
things you
her,
could be in Magic.
Do you know where that
I
art
was looking
comes
at
from?
her modern price. Ooh.
Yeah, that comes from the Vanguard card, right?
Yeah, it does. Love Vanguard.
You think you can outwit me?
No, I knew you got
You
that.
slippery little eel.
I was teeing you up. Yeah, I think all of the arts of this card rule. The original art is cool. I personally am not. I'm not a huge fan of elementals just being like a person. That's what a dryad is to me. We have a different type for that. But I don't know. I really adore the alternate art, the like full art.
Yeah,
Iris
I was
Contia.
gonna shout that one out because that's more elemental to me. Also,
Yeah, I think
the
that
full art.
I
modern
will
price is
admit,
cool.
lights
yeah.
this up.
Yeah,
I do think that this is a dryad, like based off the art alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is honestly not what I would like to see. Like if Titania was typed like elemental god, I would be okay with it. But just pure elemental, it feels weird that she's just a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I also like that her elemental tokens also get human faces.
Oh,
If you look at the tokens she
didn't-
makes, they also have man faces and like big beards.
Oh,
I like them. It's just like wow. She's got to also make big dude elementals.
yeah. I think
Well,
it's-
except for the same power and toughness as her.
ultimately it's one of those things where they made the card way after she ever showed up in the story, right? Like she's a Brothers War
Mhm.
character, and this is a card from again a Commander product. Crazy. That's strange. We're running into these are all cards from Commander products. But that being said,
You
I think
asshole.
that being said, I think that it's a very good representation of her character, and I think her character is one that is like, oh, this makes sense as an elemental. And as Joe said, I think the mechanics are very strong. And also, if you don't like the just human woman, then there's the cool elemental-y version from Modern Horizons.
And like we can talk about mechanics just in general. Like this is also just a great card. Like Titania is also
It is
just
a
great
really
in
good
landfall
card, yeah.
decks. If you're playing like a combo-y grindy mill landfall deck, which you probably should be in the year of our Lord 2025, at this point lands also want to be in the graveyard, just like they've always been. Titania's a powerhouse. Like this is a win con. This is a win con in eternal formats. You play this in Canlander.
I adore that the tokens she makes are just as big as her. I think that they're all 5/3s. That seems very not only Titania but very elemental. It's like they're
Very symmetrical.
just as she is
They're
an elemental
multiplying.
representation of Dominaria, so are these other tokens that she's making. She just happens to be able to make them, and they're just more manifestations of the strength of the plane.
Not to like mention the fact that she's such an old character kind of explains how jank she is. Like again, that she's just a white woman. It's because this was a character written in the 1990s, and there was some crazy shit back then in Magic Story. What do you feel about her? What do we think about her?
I'm willing to go A.
Yeah, I think
I'm also thinking A.
Do we do pluses and minuses here?
We do.
We do.
I think I'd give her an A+. I
I'm
think
willing
she's
to say
like
A
on
for
the-
now. I think the as we said, like Joe literally said the phrase, "This could be a dryad," and I think to get an A plus or
True.
an S,
That's true.
you
Yeah,
need to be
yeah.
unequivocally elemental.
This is an elemental.
To
yeah,
just
for
like look a little bit further up the tier list, like I'm seeing some A pluses coming up,
Yeah,
and
sure.
because I can see what an A plus would be, I feel like she's just an A. Like, which
Right,
also
yeah.
solid. Like again,
Yep.
she got a 90.
Yeah, no, she's
like,
very good.
Mhm.
She's 90 out. We're asking question: how elemental is she? 90 out of 100.
That's 2.
That's a good grade.
You don't need to count it verbally.
No, because if I count it verbally now, I won't
to.
have to go through as much. It'll be great. I can skim easier.
Yeah.
All right, Ev, take us away. What's this next? Fucking
All
commander
right.
product.
Another card from a commander product. We have Kediss, Emberclaw familiar. For 1 red, you get legendary creature, Elemental Lizard. It is a 1/1. Whenever a commander you control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. It has partner. You can have 2 commanders if both have partner.
Do you want to take this away? Because you're very excited about this card.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how elemental it is. I do just really like this card. I think it's a good lizard. I would argue it does maybe what it does what red wants to do. I don't know how that fits in with the rest of the red elementals in terms of like symmetrical damage. That's just true across red as a color, and I just like red, so I wanted to take Kediss and talk about him because he's also great. I remember when I started playing Magic in Commander, I saw this guy and I was like, I should try and build a deck around him. I didn't. But he still holds a special place in my heart. I like Kediss. What a cute lizard that is on fire.
I think
How do we feel
thing, though.
about Kediss as an elemental though?
You just said like it's a lizard that's on fire. It's a lizard.
Yeah.
It deals damage. That's
It's a
what
lizard.
lizards do now. I love this card. I
Yeah.
love it. I think it's so cute. I'm glad to see his play. I love its silly little face. Jesper Rising is one of the better Magic artists, but it's a lizard. I'm so sorry.
It's a lizard.
I do want to. Let's steelman this a little bit. Let's go pros and cons. Let's argue what would make Kediss an elemental. Number one, I feel like when you look at like all the familiars, their type and their color, like the red lizard also being an elemental easily makes the most sense, right? Like
Yes.
if you had to guess which creature, like if you had to assign a secondary type to give to a cycle of weird little cute animals, you'd probably go like green beast, black horror, and then when you got to red, you would probably go either dragon or elemental.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and also like if you had to give a lizard a secondary type, it would almost certainly be elemental. Like lizards are kind of craggy. They live in hot environments. Their skin is kind of stony. Like lizards feel, I mean, they're ancient creatures. Like this is a kind of biology that's existed for millions of years. Obviously, it's going to feel pretty primordial, just like an elemental.
That's true. I don't think Kediss is a bad elemental, and I think if this podcast had been started pre-Bloomborough and pre the establishment of what lizards do as an archetype, I think we would have ranked Kediss higher. But now that lizards are established as what they do on their own as a creature type, I think Kediss falls in the elemental tier rankings just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Big Lizard is against Kediss.
Big Lizard is against Kediss's radiance. I also want to point out Kediss is wearing little bangles, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
It is kind of sad that Kediss was so good at being a lizard that he made all the other lizards follow him, and at this point, we can no longer respect him as an elemental.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's the CEO of Big Lizard, really.
Kediss is the CEO of Big Lizard.
No, he's the CEO of Small Lizard. Look at him.
Yeah, that's a little guy.
Small lizards are the backbone of Magic the Gathering. He's a 1/1. What do we think about Kediss as an elemental, though? Like,
I don't want to rank
numerically.
him low 'cause I love him so dearly.
I think B is fine.
Do you mean-
B is not bad.
Yeah, I
right?
think B
I think you're so wrong. I think he's like a C at most.
Oh, really?
I think a B minus.
I think he's like reaching for just flat C. Like I think
he's-
C is what I give him after I say I love him.
Yeah, fair. Okay, he's not very elemental. We could put Kediss at C.
C plus, like
Hang out
high
there
C
with-
though. I feel
Probably.
I love that drink.
I
So
don't know
sponsor us.
if there are any.
we
other
can
cards that
average
will-
our answers. We can say C plus. Yeah.
Yeah, let's say C plus. Kediss, you get a C plus for being an elemental. You get an S tier for being a lizard.
Yeah, on the lizard
Yeah, this
list.
would be this
Yeah.
is gonna sweep lizard.
Yeah, comment
Different
below
episode.
which creature types you want us
Creature
to
type
do
we should do
next.
next, yeah.
We really enjoy these
Yeah,
types
yeah.
of episodes.
They are pretty fun.
All right,
we ready
Bobby,
we ready
back
to
to
move
you. What's next?
on? Here's
Oh, this
quite
is so hot.
possibly my favorite elemental of all time. Let's talk
It's a
about
good one.
Ashaya, Soul of the Wild. 5 mana, 3 and 2 green for a legendary creature elemental. Ashaya, Soul of the World's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. Non-token creatures you control are forest lands in addition to their other types. Perfect. This card's beautiful. I love it. It's a great representation of a character that we all know and love.
Mhm.
It's like, this card could stand up against Eldrazi. This is what Zendikar is all about. Like the manifestation of Zendikar rising up to challenge the Eldrazi.
Yeah.
This card
This
rules.
is certainly Nissa's weird dog. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's.
Except,
it's
sorry. This is Nissa's other weird dog. Sorry, Chandra.
This is exactly what elementals want to do. It cares about lands. It's bigger because of lands. It makes everything lands.
I'm trying to get our female demographics up. I know some of the girlies loved that joke. Yeah, this is awesome. This is literally the coolest card ever, except for all the ones that are cooler.
Yeah. I really adore that ability. The making all of your creatures lands is something that feels very elemental to me on not just a magic sense, but a like primordial sense of the word. Elemental is supposed to be all things connecting through some natural means. This card does that. This card shows you that, hey, the elements are here. The elements are not only in me, this giant monster, but in all of us, and I will grow stronger because of all of you. It's almost this weird like Crusader of Audric type effect because it becomes large, not only equal to your creatures, or sorry, your lands, but also your creatures. And I love that effect of like, this is being powered by everything you've done before, but also if you play it first, it can help ramp you into more cards. It's like the perfect stop on the way. No matter what you're doing at 5 mana, you can throw this down and continue on and have really good game plan.
Sometimes the forests are the friends you made along the way, and that's I think what we've learned here from this card.
I'm sorry for cutting you off there.
No, it's okay.
I just had a thought, and I had to share it with the world, like every single one of mine. I do disagree with you a little bit, Bobby. I don't think there's. I think elementals are really iconic in that they turn lands into creatures and not creatures into lands, and I think this is a cool inversion. I don't think it. I think the way you framed it of like, this is so elemental, turning creatures into lands. I'm kind of resistant to that. I think it's so elemental to do the opposite, and the fact that this is unique in doing the opposite just makes it a good and interesting design. I think it's cool because it stands out. I think that effect is really, really interesting because it's an exception to the rule rather than it being inherently elemental, right?
Fair.
Which is still to say, I still think this is an A+. Like, just to come out the gate, I think this is an 100 out of 100. But I think that adds to it as a card design. That sort of has a dialogue with how designers build elementals rather than being a very cookie cutter A+, where it does everything I want an elemental to do as elemental as possible. How elemental is this? Archetypically. No. This is elemental interestingly.
Yeah, I agree with that point. I think that's fair. I'm also willing to say A+, maybe S, but then I saw the Secret Lair art that is apparently from a new Secret Lair, and it looks like it costs 4 mana. Doesn't look like it costs 5 mana. Definitely is 5 mana. That's okay.
Oh my god, why are
that
the fucking color pips all different shades?
I do not know.
It's art, Joe.
This is so fucked up. What the fuck is going on here? Why is it a corn husk?
Yeah.
It's 2 corn husks.
Baby girl, what happened to you? Oh, that's gross. Right. I'm not looking at this anymore.
A+, Ev? You're good?
A+, around the
Perfect. Let's keep going. Ev, I think it's yours.
Is it?
Oh, no, Joe.
No, I think it's tossed to me. It should be tossed to me. Yeah.
I get the 2 red elementals. I'm next.
We typecast. Nyxbloom Ancient 4 green for an enchantment creature. Elemental. God, I want this for my Enchantress cube, but it's $1 billion. Trample. If you would tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times as much of that mana instead. It's a 5/5. Mana, lands, elemental, big green trampling. This is what I meant by carbon like copy cookie cutter great elemental. Like, it is a very unique effect, but it's not a unique effect in the way that feels very interesting for being an elemental. Like, you'd be like, yeah, no shit, it's an elemental. It does all the elemental things.
Yeah, it's very elemental. It's a big, weird, glowing tree. Also,
I think that
like,
is
in
kind
addition
of
to
an
other things.
interesting counter argument, is that it does kind of look tree folky, but I think it's different enough that it feels elemental.
I don't think it's quite tree folky. It's also an enchantment creature, why it's glowing and full of stars and stuff. But I think it's different enough from other tree folk that we have that it could be considered an elemental.
That's actually a weird thing for me. Is why is I know that they just give enchantment to big splashy creatures on Theros, but it doesn't. I don't understand entirely why this is an enchantment, and both enchantment and elemental seem to be almost like we don't need both of them. I don't know if there's something in a particular Greek myth that this relates to. That's
the first
why.
ever enchantment creature was an elemental from Future Sight.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. It's this weird goat-looking thing. Let me see if I can find its name.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
But keep talking while I do that.
Maybe the two are very intricately tied more than I think. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a fair card. I want to say A minus because it's like you put in the adequate
It's almost
amount of
tree
work.
folk.
Yeah. And I think you put in the adequate amount of work. You didn't go above and beyond. You didn't do anything mechanically entirely unique. You're just like, it's the classic Wizards of the Coast. Oh shit, we need to self-hacks. Let's add the word triple instead of double. And it'll become a playable card.
Yeah, Lucent Limited. First ever enchantment creature was an elemental.
Sweet.
Now that weird ass creature is an elemental.
I love
that thing. I'm like, I can't really tell what it is. That's an elemental.
Oh yeah, it's fucking weird.
It's like when you look at Horde of Notions and you're like, what is going on with Horde of Notions? It's just that's an elemental, man.
Yep.
There's just a whale like running on land.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Enchantment creature has kind of gotten weird more and more. Kamigawa was probably where it got its weirdest, where it was like, do you have any relationship with the kami? Even though you're just a chef, you're an enchantment now. I think Theros has pretty strict rules in that it has to be connected to the realm of Nyx, and like that kind of gives it like a pass. It's like, okay, this is an elemental from Nyx, therefore it has to be an enchantment. But it isn't the most obvious implication, right? Like it isn't the connection that you would really make. Like if this was printed on Dominaria, it probably wouldn't be an enchantment creature because they've never printed enchantment creatures on Dominaria, but also because it doesn't really feel like an enchantment creature.
Mm-hmm.
What's our grade for this one, fellas?
A minus?
To be fair, we're not judging it as an enchantment creature.
Oh yeah.
We're asking the question, the very important question, how elemental is it?
How elemental is it, Joe?
Pretty. I think at least an A.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with an A for this one.
I'm fair with that.
Again, Bobby was saying while you were searching for that weird goat creature that, again, like it's not out of the box thinking for elementals. It's very like they did the work to make it an elemental, and it's an elemental, and they did it.
Yeah,
it's an A.
Great. If you both say how elemental is it at the same time, does that count as twice or?
That's 2.
Okay, cool.
That's 2. Yeah,
I just want
you'll have to isolate the audio.
All right.
Make sure like confetti and sound effects whenever we say it, like a cool like bass line that you can also record for us.
The number will go up.
We found a new game and we're going to be exploiting it. Get ready, viewers.
All right,
listeners.
Next elemental.
Next elemental.
Next elemental.
Next one. All right.
This one's yours.
We got Xorn. Xorn is 2 in a red creature, elemental. If you create one or more treasure tokens, instead create those tokens plus an additional treasure token. It is a 3/2. How do you feel about Xorn?
I kind of love it so much.
I also really love Xorn. I don't know if it does
I
elemental
think this
stuff.
is a bitchin' card.
It is so unknowable. It is so weird and freaky. It's an old D&D monster it's Xorn. Everyone knows Xorn.
I do kind of adore both the classic art and apparently got a Secret Lair art at some point. That kind of
did?
rule.
Mm-hmm.
Its original art is cool. This is our only, I mean, I guess kind of Universes Beyond card. These technically the D&D cards aren't Universes Beyond. There's some weird Hasbro loophole. But I'm glad this list is mostly just Magic. But yeah, I mean, this is a cool card. It's definitely an elemental in D&D. It's definitely, I would say, an elemental in Magic, right? Like, it's not only of the earth and of the elements, it is also a weird, freaky thing with too many limbs. And I like it. I do think we need to ask the question about the mechanics. Are the mechanics of this card elemental? Yes, Evan. How elemental is it?
I have an argument for it being more elemental. If Nyxbloom Ancient is elemental for creating more mana, I think Xorn for creating additional treasure tokens when you're making treasures to continue ramping yourself is also a little elemental. Maybe in a less like cookie cutter format, but I think if we established with Nyxbloom Ancient that like the bare bones for something being elemental is like producing more mana, then Xorn making more treasure tokens and therefore producing more mana does make it elemental. Maybe not super creatively, but it does still like fit it into the box we've established for other.
I can also kind of bolster Ev's defense. I agree with what Ev's saying, but also the fact that it's an Earth elemental in red, and the first 4 elementals in Magic, we're not counting Force of Nature. Force of Nature was also there, but it's not part of the cycle, were 2 blue and 2 red, Air Elemental, Earth Elemental, Fire Elemental, and Water Elemental. The fact that the Earth Elemental was in red, and this very much resembles the original Earth Elemental from Alpha, just, in its color identity, its type line, the 2 things that I'm talking about here now, but also its narrative resonance, makes me feel like it really does fit in the legacy of Magic's older elementals. Being a red Earth elemental, very much descending from. Listen, this is when did AFR come out? Like 2022, 2021? This is 2021's response to 1990s shit-ass designs, and also some of the most broken things you've seen in your life.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's... maybe this is a part of Elementals that just because we started with Bane of Progress and isn't actually entirely reflected by their entire history. Like, there's a few other cards that randomly destroy artifacts and enchantments. But it's... The elemental interaction with artifacts and enchantments is kind of along this weird fuzzy line where like sometimes they love them and sometimes they hate them. So I'm just gonna try to ignore that as much as I can. And yeah, I mean it's elemental. I think it's fair. I don't think it entirely blows me away in the elemental department, but it's certainly an elemental, and I do appreciate the callbacks to kind of classic Magic.
Yeah, I like red elementals.
I would give Xorn like a low A or a B plus, I think, just because the weird interactions with artifacts like Bobby mentioned. But I still think Zorn's a good elemental. I like Xorn. We all like him. Chill guy.
I think it's narrative. Like I think like the thing they're trying to communicate with this card of this is an elemental of the earth. The fact that it interacts with like the with mountains and with gemstones and gold plundered deep within mines. It feels super elemental. Like I like it.
Yeah. What's the grade?
I'm here for it.
I think it's a very elemental card. It might not be a very Magic the Gathering elemental card, sure, but I think we have to kind of like moderate those 2 things together to give it a decent grade.
High B.
Yeah, I think high B plus.
Above Bane of Progress?
B plus.
Sure, B plus. Perfect.
Cool. Joe.
No.
Wait, no, not Joe.
Okay.
Bobby, sorry.
It's okay, we're very similar.
Bobby, what's your next card?
Let's go back to Zendikar for a bit. Same set, actually, as my last card. This is Ancient Greenwarden. 4 and 2 green for creature elemental. 5/7 with reach. You may play lands from your graveyard. If a land entering causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. When the ruins awakened, so did their defenses. Classic, good card, cool card, green with reach, great. It doubles landfall. They like printing, doubling on cards, and it has the classic effect that Worlds. What's the card? 3-mana card.
Crucible Worlds.
Crucible Worlds effect, except on a creature. I think it was on Ramanap Excavator before this in green, and then they put it on this 6-mana guy. Yeah, this is, I think, a modern classic, I would say. Very seemingly a little too fair, but I think should slot in more decks than it actually does. I guess it slots in a lot of decks because it is top 4. But yeah, good fair card.
You hear it from Bobby. You should be playing this card that you're already playing. Slot an extra copy into your deck. Upload more EDH decks on the internet with 2 copies of Ancient Greenwarden to fuck with EDH Rex algorithm.
Bobby's advocating for cheating in Commander.
That's what I always say.
This is Titania's best friend. This goes in Titania if Titania's at your 4, and even if Titania's in your 99, you're also playing this. You're playing both.
Yeah. It's a good elemental. It's a good card. I don't have much more to say on it.
I have something to say on it.
Yeah.
They made it into a deer.
What?
Oh, they sure did, huh?
They took
Look at the other art.
Deer.
Oh yeah.
It's
Why
a
is it
deer.
a deer now? That deer has weight.
It's for the one charity drive with the Latinx. Which, by the way, yes, I know Latine is often more preferred, but Latinx is what the charity uses. Drive event fundraiser that they do on and off for different. Like they did stuff for Make-A-Wish. They did stuff for Black Girl Magic. They do all kinds of cool stuff like this, in case you didn't know. Secret Lair is not inherently evil. Sometimes they use it for good purposes. Rest in peace, Sheldon Menery. We're very thankful that you made this format. So I can't make fun of this, that it's a deer, because it's there for cultural reasons, but it is also a little silly that it's a cute deer. I do like this deer.
Yeah, it's cool that it's a different interpretation of, again, like the concept of elemental is very radically different among different planes, cultures, whatnot. Yeah.
And this is what it looks like on Earth.
Apparently.
Next time you see a deer, remember, it has reach.
It does.
This thing can beat Spider-Man. I like this fucking animal so much. I have to stop talking about it.
About the deer?
He's my favorite. I'm gonna have to look up the reason why this is how they chose to depict
is a deer. Yeah.
Greenwarden. There's probably a very interesting like folktale or cultural symbolism behind this. Sorry for us ignorant ass gringos trying to talk about this.
Ancient Greenwarden, our first S maybe? Is it? Do you think it's an S?
I wish it was more exciting to be an S. I feel like we've all been high on this card, but it's been a little pallid compared to perhaps.
It really needs. Like, it can't go above Titania is the thing. Like, it has to be on her level. Like they're brother and sister.
I'm willing to go like
all right.
High A.
I'll rank it right next to whatever we rank Titania.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't
go back in the edit, Bobby.
I'm yeah. Look right at your screen. It's perfectly slotting into place.
And we're all asking the question that we just answered. I'm not going
okay.
I won't make Bobby count it. No, tell us about our next elemental.
Oh my god. Man, what a surprise. I didn't stack the deck specifically so I got to talk about this card at all. You know him, you love him. It's Mulldrifter. A 5-mana card that never costs 5 mana. 4 and a blue for a creature, elemental, flying. When Mulldrifter enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards. You evoke it for 3 mana. In case you don't know what evoke is, we're going back to Lorwyn, so you better learn now. Also, Modern Horizons exists, so you should probably look into that in case you didn't know about it. Some really fucked up magic happened then. You cast it for its evoke cost. It enters the battlefield, usually has an enter the battlefield effect, so it does something. It does its effect, and then it leaves the battlefield. It is killed. This fish exists to be shot in the back of the head. And it's a 2/2. This is awesome. This is so fucking cool. This is tight as hell. Look at him. He's the sickest fucking guy on the block.
I don't know if Mulldrifter's effect is particularly elemental, but I can't say no to him.
It has evoke. That's all it takes.
Is that? I guess you're right. You're right.
It's the best evoke card of all time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I know it's the best evoke card.
Is it the best evoke card of all time? I think some modern players might argue with us, but it is my favorite evoke card.
It may not be my favorite. I do like Ingot Chewer. His stupid little face.
I love Ingot Chewer.
I love the embodiment of Smashitude, but unfortunately, stupid flavor text aside, he's like, I think 17 or something. Mulldrifter is 3.
Have you seen Mulldrifter's alternate arts? I've seen. I know I've seen the Double Masters art. There's a new Secret Lair art apparently. The charity drive, as we were talking about, art is absolutely sweet. Both the child's art and the artistic interpretation both feel very elemental and very Mulldrifter to me. But there's a original FNM promo art by Wayne England.
Mm-hmm. I love
kind of is terrifying and rules.
Yeah, I love freaking.
I do kind of hate it. I do kind of hate it. That's not my boy. That's not my son. I went to go pick up my son from daycare, and then they brought this out, and I got angry, and I started hitting them. This is not my baby.
Edgy teen phase.
That being said, I do love all the other arts. Every other Mulldrifter art is... I love how pure of heart this creature is. And, like, we might have just discovered this side tangent, but I do kind of love that Elemental is a creature type that has like this weird pseudo association with charity, in the fact that so many of their charitable drives, whether they're yearly or just like an individual partnership that they do, has an elemental in it. It feels sweet. Like it feels, because elementals are embodiments of the natural land, and to have, you know, an association between nature and generosity is, I like it. Even if like it doesn't really help it as a Magic the Gathering elemental, it does give it like a sweet meta narrative as an elemental outside the game's rules and narrative design text.
I'm so willing to go S.
Yeah,
yeah. This is like the best elemental.
It's beautiful eyelashes.
Yeah,
I do love its fucking winged eyeliner.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, babe, serve. How do we feel about the most recent Secret Lair art?
That's cool.
My favorite. I don't dislike it though. I think it continues with Mulldrifter just being weird. It still looks like weird and kind of. Also, on the original art, is it turning into butterflies in the back? I don't think I've noticed that looking at Mulldrifter before.
Welcome to Lorwyn. I know. It's fucking crazy. I'm so excited to go back.
Yeah.
Do you think this goes on the bonus sheet for the limited environment? Because if it doesn't,
I'm sure
it might just get reprinted.
It might get reprinted because they printed. They printed the car Mulldrifter in the set that Bobby doesn't like. They printed a Hulldrifter, which is admittedly pretty.
No way.
They did. There's you haven't seen Hulldrifter?
There's an actual card called the Hulldrifter.
There is. It's pretty good. Like, you know, that set is not great.
Hulldrifter's no way.
Pretty good.
It's Bobby discovering the fucking vehicle Mulldrifter in real time.
It's even Crew 3 because it's like the cost is Crew 3.
I hate Aether Drift. It doesn't even have it. You can't even cast this for 3 mana. The point of Mulldrifter is that it's a divination.
It's for 5.
This.
Listen, at least they got it right with Mulldrifter from Modern Horizons 3.
Yes.
Oh, true.
That's a good card. I love that that's an Eldrazi and an Elemental. I think that's very funny.
Yeah.
Aether Drift.
I don't want to move
better.
on because I just want to talk about Mulldrifter more.
Yep.
What other versions of Mulldrifter can they print?
Golddrifter, and it's a bird.
I think you would cry tears of joy.
It's the exact
I would
same,
straight
except
come.
it's a bird elemental.
They could do mono black and have it be Soul Drifter. Spirit elemental.
Oh, that's one they're actually gonna do.
You're welcome.
You need to shut up. That's a real one, actually. We did just invent a real one.
The next
I'm trying to think about more.
The next
Hold on.
Ox Kindred piece, Mulldrifter.
No, it doesn't work. It's not pronounced like that. I don't know what weird accent you picked up half the country away from us, but that's not how you say that word.
I think you could also do they do one relating to gravity and the crowd goes wild. Let's move on.
You cut out.
You cut out. Can you?
You cut out at the punchline.
Oh, damn.
The entire punch.
It was pretty funny.
No, we're keeping this in, by the way. The suspense is killing us.
The joke is Pole Drifter, like gravity. Still not great, but
so much build up for Pole Drifter.
So disappointed.
Yeah, I know. I did better with Soul Drifter. Let's leave it at that and keep going.
I hate Aether Drift.
Okay. Ev, this is your go.
It is. Sorry, I was looking at Mulldrifter. I got to get back to the page. All right, next up. Wait. What do we rank? What do we rank? S, right? S plus.
Yeah, S.
S.
It's the top of the chart. This is the best elemental.
As possible. Okay. Fantastic. Next up on our list, we have Forgotten Ancient. For 3 and a green, you get Creature Elemental. Whenever a player casts a spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Forgotten Ancient. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may move any number of +1/+1 counters from Forgotten Ancient onto other creatures. Its blood is life. Its body is growth. It's a 0/3. That's also in the flavor text, weirdly enough.
Perfect. I love this card. I understand some people in our a trio of hosts here don't think counters are an elemental thing. I think they do. This is like word for word the ability off of that other actually maybe that's a changeling. This is a shapeshifter. It's not an elemental. Torian Mauler. So maybe this is more of a changeling. Though they could have called that card Mulldrifter. But this card rules. I love.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been confusing considering they existed in the same limited environment.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. I love Forgotten Ancient. I think it's a great card. I think you could put it in every single green commander deck and you won't be sad about it. I love that it is so threatening without exactly drawing ire from the table, because it's like, no, you're enabling this. It just needs to get like 1 or 2 counters a turn, and suddenly it is a 4 mana like 10/10 or 10/12 or something that can spread its counters around, so it's not like this can just be removed and you're sad about it.
It also can be politically interesting because you can move counters to other people's creatures. You can be like, if you cast enough spells, I'll give you like one of the counters from your spells. I'm going to keep the rest of them, but I'm not going to entirely hoard all of this, and therefore also make it less of a threat at the table. We'll play Magic with your friends and buddies.
There's something really, really interesting at having a card that this is a commander card printed before Commander was a format that anybody considered at all outside of judges after they finished their events. Do you guys actually know the story behind this card?
No.
This was the first ever community designed card for Magic.
Really?
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I believe it was in Duelist magazine. They like floated different ideas for the player base to vote on, and like this is what the player base altogether ended up creating. Yeah, nothing but respect for Mr. Baby Cakes.
That rules. Yeah, I do know the Baby Cakes name, but no, that
I don't. But it's fine.
That's just his name. That's just what we call him.
Okay.
Yeah,
there are 2 good alternate arts I want to talk about for Forgotten Ancient.
This card also. I think that the magazine thing, like, that ties into what I was talking about before of the elementals being like either like of charity or of community or something, like kind of building on a meta level of this card cares about many people caring about it and kind of gets strength based on everyone's input. I think that's really rad and kind of builds the meta narrative around Forgotten Ancient. It's like we all remembered it. We're making it stronger, and it's our good little friend.
It is funny that it then resurfaced for inclusion in a community-based format that is inherently non-competitive. Shut up, CEDH. Yeah, I don't know. Like this is kind of a beautiful card. Like it's not my favorite in the world. Like I don't think I've ever put this in a deck. I vehemently disagree. I don't think it goes in any green deck that doesn't care about elementals or counters. But there's still something very. There's a soul. This card has a soul. And I don't know if I could say that about a lot of Magic cards, considering how many there are. But this card it's alive. This card does so much. Like, it's been reprinted so many times. As Ev mentioned, and we're going to talk about, he'll probably lead the discussion on. There's tons of arts for it. You get to pick your favorite. There's even something cool about having a commander card that's printed in so many precons originate in Scourge. So you can go get the original copy and style on everybody. I think there's something a little wrong with your brain if you can't look at this card and feel an emotion.
Yeah, this has a soul. Hulldrifter does not have a soul. Hulldrifter is absent of soul. Fuck that card. Ev, talk about the art before I go off about Hulldrifter more.
Yeah, there are two. There's one where it looks like it was originally printed in Bloomborough or Foundation's Jumpstart, which I like that art a lot. It's another. I understand the original is like iconic, but the other art is also very like elemental, weird, freaky, like spider tree person with purple hair, and yeah, I think it's. I think it's an elemental. Looks like. And that I think differentiates it from being a dryad. Like that's not a dryad, that's an elemental because of all its weird limbs and like the face isn't particularly human and the head gets like extended and goes outward.
Yeah, it can't be any other type. Like that can't be a tree folk. That can't be a dryad because that's something elementals run into all the time. Like this is elemental.
Yes, and then right above it, that's a turtle.
Now this one. This one we can make fun of a little bit. This was just a MagicCon Chicago promo. There was just the secret lair associated with that. There's no cultural meaning behind this turtle.
Yeah, I like this turtle. I like it. I think it still works for Forgotten Ancient. I think that like, yeah, okay, sure. Like
he's old.
Yeah, he's an old. I'm a primordial guardian of an ancient glade. Please help me find it, and we help him find it, and that's wonderful and lovely. But yeah, yeah, that is cute. It's like, yeah, I like both those arts. They're not like the original one, obviously, and the original has been reprinted a ridiculous number of times. But I think those two still stand. And we're not going to talk about Final Fantasy, and we're going to move to our last card after ranking Forgotten Ancient.
I do want to say, like, the Bloomborough alternate art of this card brings me to a point of elementals that we haven't been able to talk about because of the top 10. The Bloomborough elementals are so cool. I love the fact that they're forces of nature on such a big scale. Like, compared to these tiny mice, all of a sudden elementals are not just something you see in the wilderness that's like an odd random card. It is the threat. It is the, like, bane of your existence. Maha, its Feathers Knight, is the coolest card to be printed last year. Yeah, I love Bloomborough, and I love that they took the time to commission new art for a card that they could have just reprinted the same art. No one would have complained. But they took time to be like, hey, how can we adapt Forgotten Ancient to be an elemental that fits into this world that has a very different concept of elementals than we previously had in other planes?
To be fair, this isn't a Bloomborough elemental. Elementals on Bloomborough have to take the shape of like animals. And this was something they started as an initiative around Bloomborough, where they started commissioning old art, the old cards to get new art. For example, there's also a loyal Watchhound, faithful Watchhound, the AFR dog, that's printed for the first time with Zendikar art in the Bloomborough boosters. There's one of the black-green board wipes that also got Bloomborough Commander deck spotlight, but was a Zendikar, was an Ixalan depicting card. There's like some weird stuff all around there. I do appreciate it. Like, I actually like having a card depicting another plane in a commander deck, if that's just the most natural place for it. But no, Bloomborough, I still think this is awesome art. I still love this art. Before anyone gets in the comments on us and screams at us, technically this can't be on Bloomburrow. That's not what Bloomburrow elementals look like, unfortunately.
I guess those are scale birds, and those are non people birds. So
Yeah, those birds would have to have like jobs and shit if this was Bloomburrow. Like they'd pay taxes.
damn,
To
they were free from
Glarb.
capitalism. Those birds.
To
Killing them.
Glarb. I love Glarb. We should talk about Bloomburrow at some point. I love Bloomburrow. I'm looking at
We'll
Hive's
do top 10
Town.
frogs. It's fine.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. All right.
Oh my god, are we at the end of the list?
We are.
We are.
Time flies.
Bobby, bring us home.
Yeah. You know him. You love him. Let's talk about
Wait,
Avenger of
wait.
Zendikar. Yeah.
We didn't give a ranking.
Oh shit.
Forgotten Ancient.
S.
Maybe also
S.
S. Yeah, I'm cool with S.
We said it
Below
has a
Mulldrifter.
soul. I think.
Yeah, below
I think-
below Mulldrifter, but
Great.
Yeah, but Mulldrifter has cunty eyeliner, so.
Great.
Mulldrifter is like one quadrillion S's, 1 William S.
Wanna
Yeah,
talk
the
about-
question is how elemental is Mulldrifter? Very. This is also substantially.
Let's talk about how elemental is Avenger of Zendikar. 5 and 2 green for a creature elemental, 5/5. When this creature enters, create a 0/1 green plant creature token for each land you control. Landfall, whenever land enters, you may put a +1/+1 counter on each plant creature you control. I have a hot take on this card. This
It
is an
cares about
elemental,
plants and not elementals.
but it cares about plants. This is the plant
Yep.
kindred card. I don't think we can give it an S. I want to give it an S so bad. It's such a cool card. This is a plant
it's a-
kindred card.
No, that was my thought
I-
exactly. I was like, this is a plant card, not an elemental card. I don't give a shit. It's not.
I don't know.
do give a
Phylath
shit. I like
also
Avengers
does
of Zendikar.
this. Phylath is also an elemental that cares about plants. I guess he is kind of an Avenger of Zendikar, though.
Yeah, they just printed a second one that you can put in your command zone.
What's going
I mean,
on?
I
with
don't know.
the
There's
secret
not don't you think that elementals like inherently are like they give a shit about plants? Isn't that kind of like their
No.
thing? They care about the elements, and plants are. Listen, we all know Liwa, Toa of plants.
It's a
I
different
just want to see Bobby.
podcast.
I just want to see Bobby get angry. It's fine. He's even the Toa bear.
Yeah. There isn't really any bionicle plants. That's really like their plants are not a big deal. They don't really care about them.
They don't smoke bionicle weed.
I would smoke with Avenger of Zendikar. I would.
Wait, can we redo the episode? Can we
Oh my god! What we need to do? Genius episode idea. We need to go through the top 100 commanders on EDH and see if we would smoke a bowl with them. No, that's a future idea.
When none of us really smoke weed.
Not really.
Yeah,
But I
We
would
have
with
personalities.
Mulldrifter.
but I would with Mulldrifter, and that's.
Oh
okay.
my god! I would get fucked up with Mulldrifter. I would go booze cruising with Mulldrifter. I'd make him fucking pass me the bottle.
You could drunk drive the Hulldrifter.
Tokyo drifting in the Hulldrifter. On my way to the liquor store. Avenger of Zendikar. Holy shit! This is even a real subject matter because Avenger of Zendikar has art where his head's a keg.
I was just looking at them. I was like, "What the fuck's going on in this art?" I like the weird little guy. In front.
Would you drink the Avenger of Zendikar jungle juice?
I would. I totally would. Is this the Everyone Parties deck or whatever it's called? The most
Yeah,
recent-
this is everybody's invited from Secret
Everybody's
Lair.
invited. That's it. I don't dislike this art actually. The more I look at it, the more I'm enamored by it. To be honest,
He's just an elemental of fucking smashing it.
This makes me like Avenger of Zendikar more.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay, we've got
the original
off the rails
art,
for Avenger of Zendikar.
the original
these trees
art
have smiley
has this
faces.
really uncomfortable bright green background. It just looks like they drew the art and they forgot to draw the like actual background. They're like light green smoke. It's fine.
You put some fucking respect on Zoltan Boros' name.
Hey,
Isn't it-
how
Oh
do you
my
know
God,
Igor Zinky? Oh god.
I have no idea who that is.
This is Ashaya.
The Dominic Meyer art is also actually really cool.
I was looking at wait. I was looking at
Wow, real hot
Go
take.
first,
Dominic Meyer art is awesome and cool and the best.
I really like the Alexia Bricklot art. Bricklot. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. If they watch this episode, at the I like that one a lot. That one looks like other Avengers of Zendikar with a more interestingly rendered background and more dynamic lighting.
I like that the Hedron kind of gives it like a head, almost like those icebreakers on trains and ships. Those big spades at the front. I think that's a cool thing. It almost looks rhino-like.
Yeah.
I do really like the one where its head is a keg, though.
That might be the best. It's so stupid, it kind of makes me love it.
The flavor.
Yeah, and I like
card?
the thing.
Vengeance is a brew best served chilled.
All right. Well, I think we have to ask ourselves the question after looking at all this art and considering.
I think we really have to ask the question: if that's his eye, does that mean he's like vomiting out the fucking beer?
No, he's crying. That's his other eye. He's very sad.
Sorry, what was your actual important question? This card is insane.
Do you want to guess what the question is, Joe?
No, I can't. My brain is breaking looking at this being Avenger of Zendikar in the year of our Lord and Savior 2025. What the fuck happens to Secret Lair headquarters?
My question is, how elemental is it? What's our ranking for Avenger of Zendikar?
High A.
Here's the thing.
I think, yeah.
Avenger of Zendikar is very much like a 2017 Game Nights card. This is a card that people would piss their pants at resolving at the table. This would cause a cutaway on game nights to go, all right, this is what Jimmy's deck is up to. It's going to make a big creature with counters. And I don't think it's that crazy anymore. I feel like time's moved on. I feel like this is a grandfather. Like, in terms of magic. I don't think Avenger of Zendikar... It still kills people, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I could kill people with a Thorn Mammoth. Yeah. Like, that doesn't mean much.
I do love that when you resolve this card to this day, people will still freak out about it. Like, you'll have so many other problems on the board, and then someone resolves an Avenger, and you're like, okay, how do you kill that card? And it's like, we don't care about it. It came down, it made 6 plants. Who cares?
It's 7 mana.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm saying
it needs another card that's probably more than 5 mana to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an A.
A.
Yeah, right. It's A. Yeah.
We did it.
It's certainly A elemental.
Wow.
Got him.
Does
that bring us to the end of our list?
That
we don't have a fake number 1 this time.
Wow. We don't.
What do you
have
mean
to get...
fake?
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't check the list.
Evan, we saved your life. You were captured
I'd be
by
dragged back into the cave. I'm going away forever.
Well,
get up from off the ground. Why are you doing that?
I'm on the ground. I'm just lowering my chair.
Do you think this is a podcast where we joke around and start bits and like weird, poorly acted segments?
I'm sorry.
No.
This is
only
serious.
Dead serious shit happens here. So how about you get off the goddamn floor and talk about elementals with us?
We're done. We went through all of them.
Do we have any final thoughts about elementals?
Yeah, final thoughts. I think I like elementals more after this discussion.
Yeah.
I was a big beast head. I liked beasts, even when we started talking about beasts. Elementals I didn't think about much, but I think I appreciate them more now.
I think they're also sort of the Swiss Army knife of creature types, and that they're so weird. Everyone's like, yeah, sure. It's like this card does that. Yeah, they're the Swiss Army knife of creature types of Magic, because they can be kind of whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if we learned anything this episode, it's that Hulldrifter's stupid and dumb, and I hate it, and I hate Aether Drift.
Bobby has a new
least favorite Magic card.
I think vehicles are even like cool. I'm really excited about the starships and the Edge of Eternities.
Me too.
I do not understand Hulldrifter. Why does it cost 5? Why doesn't it cost? Joe, end the episode. I'm gonna flip my table.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us and asking the question: how elemental is it? It's been a wild ride having you this far. We're gonna have a much calmer, much more chill outro this episode because we're just so full of love and charity and compassion today. But even still,
I don't know what to do.
Ev is doing little heart signs at you guys, just so you know. That's how full his heart is. A big, beautiful man with a big, beautiful heart. Before I start rambling into nonsense again, it's been great having you. We are still working on some other ongoing projects. Thank you very much for listening. Alicia's beautiful dulcet tones are going to play us off in 1 minute. Bobby gets these online. We have so many thanks to share. Not enough time to share them all. So, take us away.
How elemental is it, my ass?
Bogstompers, a Magic the Gathering podcast, features art by Jay Howley. You can find him at The Howley on Instagram. Our theme song is written by Alicia Chapman. Bobby Fasciano edits these and gets them online. Hey, that's me. None of this would be possible without viewers like you, so thank you, and see you in the bog again very soon. Peace.